Every human being knows the feeling of desire. We crave stimulants, entertainment, drugs, and much more. Instinctively, we know that all cravings control us and make us unfree. What does addiction mean for our spiritual development? The clairvoyant and philosopher Rudolf Steiner said about this: those desires and wishes which arise from the essence of the three lower bodies, so the physical, the etheric and the astral body, can only work within the outer world. When these shells are discarded, these desires disappear. Hunger is caused by the physical body. The hunger is silent as soon as the physical body is no longer connected with the self. If the self had no other desires than those which originate from its own spiritual entity, then with the occurrence of death, it could draw full satisfaction from the spiritual world into which it is transferred. But life has given it other desires. It has inflamed in him a desire for pleasure which can be satisfied only by physical organs, although these pleasures themselves do not come from the essence of these organs. As an object is seized and burned by the fire, so the described world of desires is dissolved and destroyed after the death. Thus the view opens into a world which the supersensible knowledge calls the consuming fire of the spirit. By this fire the desires are seized which are sensorial but are not expression of the spirit. One might fight such conceptions as described here from a supersensory perspective bleak and frightening. One might find it terrifying that the hope for the satisfaction of which sensory organs are necessary must turn into hopelessness after death, or that a desire which only the physical world can fulfill must turn into burning deprivation after death. One can have this opinion only as long as one does not know that all desires and cravings which are seized by the consuming fire after death are in the higher sense not beneficent but destructive forces in life. Through such forces the self establishes a stronger bond with the material world than is necessary to receive from the material world everything that is useful to it. The material world is a revelation of the spiritual hidden behind it. The self can never enjoy the spirit as it reveals itself through the physical senses if it does not want to use the physical senses for the enjoyment of the spiritual. However, the self also withdraws as much from the true spiritual real in the world as it desires from the material world without the spirit speaking. If the sensorial pleasure as an expression of the spirit means elevation, development of the self, then that which is not such an expression means impoverishment, desolation of it. After death of the physical body, we must purify ourselves. We need to free ourselves from all addictions and desires in order to gain entrance into the higher spiritual worlds. In yoga, this phase in the astral world is described by the word kama loka. The Indian Sanskrit word kama means desire and loka means world. In all spiritual teachings, this purification process in the world of desires is known. In Christianity, it is called purgatory. The deepest desire of the human soul is the desire for an earthly life. Buddha taught the path of liberation. He described in the Noble Eightfold Path the way to the final exit from samsara, the sorrowful wheel of rebirth.